Hello guys, I'm really happy to be here with you today. We'll be talking about if clauses and other expressions of conditions. This is Paula from Paula's English. Welcome on board. We use the zero or real conditional to talk about things that are generally true in the present or in the past. In particular, laws and rules, or to give instructions if a condition is met. So let's give a look at the structure. If, when, plus present or imperative. And then if, when, plus past. For example, if I eat too much chocolate, I feel sick. So we have a condition, if I eat, and then we have a consequence, a result, I feel sick. Both of them are in the present simple. If you see a lion in the bush, run. Again, present. It gets cold here when the sun goes down. If we called each other names, my parents grounded us for a week. Here instead we have in the conditional clause a past, a simple past, whereas in the main clause, my parents grounded us for a week, we have a past, a simple past again. So if I had to structure these kinds of clauses, I would say that in the conditional clause, we have if, when, whenever. We could have these conjunctions. And then in the main clause, present simple or imperative. If we're talking about the past, if clause, we have if, when. In the main clause, we have past plus past, simple past actually. Okay, hope this is clear. Let's move on and let's talk about first conditional. First conditional. We use the first conditional to talk about future situations. And in this case, we think that these situations are likely or probable to happen. Let's see some examples. If it rains tomorrow, I will take my umbrella. So if it rains tomorrow is the condition, simple present. And then in the main clause, I will take, and this is future simple. Let's give a look at the second example. I can't go out if I don't finish my homework. So again, this is the main clause. I can't go out. This is a modal verb. If I don't finish my homework. So the conditional sentence is in the present simple. If you pay attention, you may see a shooting star. If you pay attention, simple present, you may see is a modal, may is actually a modal verb with future meaning. One more example, if he's working, he won't be listening to the radio. If he's working, so basically in the conditional sentence we have a present continuous. He won't be listening. In the main clause, we'll have a future continuous form to reflect the present continuous form in the conditional sentence. Let's look at the structure. So in the if clause, we have if, when, plus present tense. In the main clause, future simple or future continuous, and or modal verbs with future meaning. Second conditional. I hope you aren't so desperate as the girl in this picture. So the structure is if plus past simple plus present conditional. So the second conditional is used to indicate what is possible, hypothetical, imaginary, or contrary to present fact. We use this kind of if clause to persuade someone to do something. For example, I might work harder if you paid me more. If you really wanted to help, you would be trying harder. If you really wanted to help, you would be trying harder. If you studied harder, you could get better results at school. If I were you, this is a subjunctive, so-called, I would tell my parents the truth. So let's examine these examples. So I might work harder. This is the main clause with a conditional, the conditional of may, which is might. If they paid me more, and the conditional sentence is followed by a past simple. Then conditional sentence, past simple. Then main clause, conditional. If you studied harder, so this is past simple tense. And then in the main clause, a conditional sentence. If I were you, this is a simple past, but it substitutes the subjunctive. I would tell, this is the main clause, which is in the conditional tense. Let's highlight it in a clearer way. So, if clause, if plus past simple, main clause, present conditional. Also, modals are possible. Let's carry on. And here we come to the third conditional. We use the third conditional to imagine a different past in which something did or didn't happen. And we also imagine a different result. So let's give a look at the examples. I hope it could be clearer. You wouldn't have cut your head if you had been wearing a safety helmet. So you wouldn't have cut your head. This is a past conditional. If you had been wearing a safety helmet. This is a past perfect sentence. If I hadn't lost my job, past perfect, I could have been promoted. This is a past conditional. I could have been. If she had seen anything, she would have told the police. If plus past perfect, whereas in the main clause we have the past conditional, a past conditional form. If this is not clear, I suggest you should give a look at the conditional sentences in present in another that I'm explaining, that I'm showing to you in another course, in another short course. Now let's move on to the structure to make it clearer. If clause, we have if plus past perfect, and in the main clause we have a past conditional. Now we could also have mixed conditionals in the same sentence, and things are becoming a little bit more complex. So mix second and third conditionals. This type of sentence combines a second conditional sentence with a third conditional sentence. We imagine a past change with a present result, or a present change with a past result. Let's see a past change with a present result. in these terms. If I had gone to bed earlier last night, I wouldn't be so tired now. If I had gone to bed earlier last night, but I didn't, I wouldn't be so tired now. So this one is the consequence. Present change with past result. I can't do this alone. If I could, I wouldn't have called you. If I could, I wouldn't have called you, and this is the result. Now let's analyze some other expressions with unless, as long as, so long as, provided that, on condition that. We can use other expressions, these expressions, if we want to set specific conditions or limits on a situation. You become dehydrated unless you drink enough water. So if you don't drink enough water, you become dehydrated. I feel safe as long as you are with me. You can go out provided that, which is optional, you've tidied up your room. My parents will let me go to the party on condition that I pass all my exam. I would like to specify something, specify the use of the comma. When the if clause becomes before the main clause, it's followed by comma, as you might have noticed. If you don't hurry, comma, you'll miss the plane. So we have the if clause, and then we have a comma, and then the main clause. When the if clause comes after the main clause, there's no need to put a comma between the clauses. You'll miss the plane if you don't hurry. Something about verb forms. The verbs in the conditional clause may be in the simple or continuous forms, as we have previously found some forms, if you remember, with a difference in the meaning, either in the present or in the past. If I cook, you do the dishes. So this is a condition. If I cook, you do the dishes. Condition and consequence. If I'm cooking, please don't come near the oven. So if I'm cooking now, don't come to near the oven. If I were mugged, I would go to the police immediately. If I were getting mugged, so it specifies that the action is is hypothetical. If I were getting mugged, I wouldn't fight back. It could be even more dangerous. Okay, I hope everything is clear. Anyway, you can always pause the video and go back and dig deeper into details. Now, the question is, sometimes we have students have doubts about the use of if I was or if I were. So we could say that if he, she, it were is used when we refer to a hypothetical situation. This is a second conditional sentence in which the verb in the conditional clause is in the subjunctive mood, as I previously highlighted. For example, if I were you, I'd be more careful. If I, he, she, it was is used when we refer to a real situation. So this is a real or zero conditional sentence in which the verb is the verb in the conditional clause is in the indicative mood. If I was rude, please forgive me. Okay, so the first one has to do with something hypothetical, whereas the second example refers to a real situation. This is the basic difference. Let's recap. So we have all the conditionals: zero or real, condition, generally true, result, present or past. First conditional: the condition is possible or likely to happen. The result is future. In the second conditional, the condition is imaginary or less likely to happen. The result refers to the present or the future. Third conditional, the condition is imaginary or impossible. The result is referred to the past. Mixed conditionals, the condition is imaginary or impossible, and the result is present or past. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Hope this lesson has been useful to you and to your studies. And I wish you indeed a happy learning. Thank you for watching this lesson.